Hey everybody, I'm Matt Mackey. Today's drinking word is think. Today's lose your drink word is thrombosis. I still love that sound. As always, our show runs on your very generous donations, so feel free to make one at any time during or after or before the show. We've got all that information, I guess, somewhere. You can do it right now. Long, uncomfortable pause. Another great organization that runs on donations is the Music Health Alliance. We already give some of the money that you guys give to us to them. But if you want to give to them directly, they love that. We love that. So we put their info up at the end of every show, so you can feel free to make that donation as well. Don't forget, we've got audience topics coming up here in just a few minutes, so feel free to throw a comment up there and let us give a moment or two's thought to what we're going to say about it. And now, here's the show. If you're sitting by yourself or you're not by yourself and you're looking down at your watch, cause you've seen this show and you've seen that show and you're wondering what to watch. Well, here's the show.
Where's the show?
There's a show.
You're a show.
Here's the show with Matt Mackey.
Who's that?
All right. Hey, everybody. Okay, so, and this is a little bit of a shorter joke today. I was just thinking recently that I'll bet Pee Wee Herman wishes he had waited till now to visit that movie theater. Nailed it. That's what I thought. All right. It's a good one, right? It's time for the news.
It's time for the news.
Personal news. As you know, on our show, when we say the news, we just mean the personal news, as in what's been going on in my life. First thing I like to do is take a good sip, wet the palate. Let's see what I've got over here on the old... Oh, this was a fun one. So I realized I had to put some ant traps out in the kitchen the other day. Everybody's been there. And I realized it did not make me feel terrible. Not nearly as terrible as I would feel if I put out, say, like a dog trap or a cat trap. Right? That seems awful, doesn't it? And I started thinking, why do I not feel bad at all putting out these little ant traps? I would feel bad if I was like, oh, here's a baby deer trap. I don't know if they sell baby deer traps. I guess you could make one. Probably just a regular deer trap that catches a baby deer. I don't know a lot about deer trapping, if I'm going to be honest. All right, let's see what else I got over here in the personal news. I had to ask for help at a grocery store the other day, and it felt weirdly uncomfortable. I was looking for these beans, and I couldn't find them, and I looked for so long. I don't know what just broke behind the camera over there. I'm guessing it's something valuable. Most of what sits around here is very, very valuable, as you would imagine. So I waited. I looked all up and down, like 3 different aisles at the grocery store. And I finally just had to go find a person. It took them all of 20 seconds to tell me where the thing was that I needed. And I realized then and there I will never, ever wait longer than 30 seconds to ask for help again. I'm only wasting my time. It didn't feel great about it. Man. Oh, last that I have over here. I went to put some air in my tires the other day, and it was out in front of a mechanic shop. But I mean, you just go up and get your own air. But as I'm pulling up to get it, there's a lady who's just finishing up. The guy who works at the shop is helping her put all the air in her tires, and it was fine. And then she left, and I pull in, and he takes one look at me pulling my car out, and he just walks back inside the shop. No offer to help, no nothing. I felt a little snubbed. I felt like he could have at least said, hey man, he doesn't know me. He doesn't know if I need help or not. And I mean, that lady looked fine. She didn't look like she needed any help either, but he helped her.
You do look very mechanical.
That's what I mean, I know that now, but he didn't know until I got out of the car. By then it was too late. Anyway, I won't say where I was because it doesn't matter. They're probably very nice people. Yeah, I'm landing the plane. All right, let's move on to the next thing. Let's see. Let's get into some audience topics. All right, we ready?
Audience topics.
What y'all want to talk about? All right, Jonathan, what do we got over there for audience topics today?
All right, let's see. Let's actually change my screen over.
You got to get to the right screen.
And Jacob from Albuquerque wants to know, if you were a bird, what bird would you be?
What bird would I be? Oh, man, there's so many different majestic birds to choose from. Part of me wants to be some sort of an eagle, but then part of me thinks it'd be dope to be a penguin.
I always think of Rescuers Down Under. Albatross!
The albatross! That was, hand to God, my very first thought. And then I thought, I can't say albatross. That's crazy.
It's way too big for this landing zone.
Do you guys know we got here in the audience? You guys remember the big albatross from the rescuers down up? Yeah, albatross air. Oh man, it's not every day we get to talk childhood animated classic references. Makes my heart so happy. I mean, so that's it. We're going with albatross. I feel like it's decided if I got to be a bird, it would be an albatross, and a hilarious albatross.
Did anyone
by the way.
send you a robe from last week?
No. Oh, from the last show, from the robe. No, so far
Somebody
no one
actually
has
asked
sent me a robe. Abby wasn't here for this show, so I was going to wear my robe that I have that my lovely wife got me to do the show in a couple days ago, and we realized it was very similar in pattern to this tablecloth that sits in front of me, so it didn't really work. So we're sending out a cry to anyone out there to send me any sort of robe, I like robes, that does not blend right in with this tablecloth, and I will wear it on the show. But so far, no takers.
Oh, okay. Well, that's that question answered.
Yeah, I feel like I answered that question very thoroughly. I would argue.
Jeff wants to know about Nashville traffic.
Nashville traffic? Well, it's not what it was. I don't know what else to really say about it. It was not so bad, and then it was terrible, and now it's not so bad. Probably later it'll be terrible again. So there's your quick swing of the pendulum when it comes to Nashville traffic. And probably way in the future, it'll either all be gone, or it'll be much worse than it is now. Right? That covers every base, I think. I think I got that one just right.
I think our last audience topic.
All right, give me one more.
Before we move on to our special guest.
Give me one more.
I want to know if you have any gigs this weekend.
Do I have any gigs this weekend? I do not have any gigs this weekend, but I'll tell you who does have a gig this weekend. Mr. Jonathan Stevens has about 1,000 gigs this weekend.
More gigs in 1 week than in the past 3 months combined.
Man. Well, just be safe. Be careful. Don't touch any strangers.
Can't promise.
And also don't whisper into the microphone. That's not helpful to anyone. All right, that's enough of all the audience topics. I think it's time now. Maybe can we go to the special? Let's do special guests. Let's see what we got tonight.
Special guest.
Who's it gonna be? All right. So the very first guest we've got here tonight, you know him from such movies as Con Air, and apparently some other things that he's done. Everybody give it up. The man himself, Mr. Dave Chappelle. You guys should probably tell me before the show if they're not going to be here. Just for future reference. Sorry. It's fine. We'll move on to the next guest. You know her from her time really anywhere you've ever hung out with her because you can't miss her. She's always a fun time to be around. Miss Britany Laye, everybody. Yeah. All right. Welcome. We can high five. I love to high five. Come on. Yeah. I'm glad that you're here.
I wanted to wait a little bit and make it seem like I wasn't coming either.
I mean, I will say that would have been kind of a great bit. I would have just sat here. We got all kinds of audience noises here now. The audience really, they're a mercurial crowd.
Wait till I really get going.
Oh man, you have been accused of snorting on occasion. When you, or don't get there yet. We gotta build up to it. So we're 28 seconds deep so far, and we're already having to do. Do we have any paper bags that we can?
We're having a time.
We're gonna reset her.
Yes, yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna turn this way now.
You can turn any way you like. Whatever tickles your pickles, fine with us. Looks like the dog came over to say hi to you for a second. Ho 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 ho! There's always the post-show interview. Let's see what I've got on my notes for us to talk about. The first thing I have is Laylas. The word on the street is you're back to work downtown.
I start back tomorrow, actually. So next topic. Just kidding.
I'm very comfortable with that.
I had a mini shift last week that was not. I don't really know what to expect. So
here's what everybody can do who's watching this tonight: is go tomorrow night down to Laylas and say hi to Britany. She'll be there. She'll be making your night better the whole time.
Please come see me.
She wants it. We want you to want it. Speaking of things that Britany needs, what makes me so happy that this is one of my bullet points here for us to talk about is how much you need a boat.
Also, while we're talking about what I need a boat. And I'm not picky, but Mercury motor, I'm bored. I just need like 5-seater, speedboat, no pontoons yet. But yeah, thank you.
So
come
not
see me at
picky,
Laylas
but
tomorrow
also
to
no
discuss-
pontoons.
I
I
really
feel
want
like
a boat.
there has never been a better venue to ask for a boat than with the millions of watchers that we have. And a lot of people say viewers. I like to think of them as watchers because it sounds a little
Voyeurs.
creepier, right? Voyeurs, basically.
voyeurs,
Yeah.
as it were.
The average person that wants to watch us do anything, I assume, is some level of voyeur.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's mostly. Why are we getting the groans on now? And it was fine.
We have so many options.
Well, I guess that's true. You never know which way the audience is going to turn. They blow with the wind here in this living room.
Same.
I feel like you're
I'm
having
trying to
trouble
find my
getting
best
comfortable.
angle.
I feel like you're just like moving around. It's making me want to move around a whole
I
bunch
don't
more.
really. This part's just being recorded, not filmed, or what? 'Cause
No,
I don't
this is
really,
live
okay,
on
so I
TV
want
right
to
now.
make sure that you can't tell how fat I've gotten on quarantine.
I don't think anybody is worried about how anybody looks post-quarantine right now
Well,
in this world. I think you look beautiful.
Thank
You look
Thank
lovely.
You do too.
Well, you know, I've put on a couple of LBs during the quarantine myself.
Well, it didn't, but you look great.
Well,
you needed to.
so we can both sit here and look great and not have to keep moving around wondering how
Well,
we look.
I might just anyway.
Okay, all right, okay. Now, let's see. My next one I have, oh, this is fun. Apparently, I just found out recently that you've become a bit of a crier. In addition to being a snorter,
I
you're
just
also...
I was just like, don't look at me.
Oh, no, you're tearing up as I asked you about being a crier?
That's one of our trivia. About crying.
That is astonishing. This is, I wish I could have planned that. Just, it's okay. Everything is fine.
I was like, God damn it.
I promise.
Sorry.
I promise. If I had known it was going to immediately cause you to cry, I would have just skipped right
I
past.
just miss people. I miss people so much. I'm social for a living, and it's been really hard to be closed off from people for so long, and I really have forgotten how to talk to people, and it makes me so happy to be around people.
I believe you told me that you were practicing being interviewed tonight for most of the day
And
today.
I've been practicing all day because I don't know how to talk to people anymore.
I believe when you got here today, your words were, guys, I feel like I've forgotten how to talk to people, so I've been practicing all day. It's okay. Everything is fine.
I don't know how to talk to people anymore. I went back to work for a shift the other day and was totally terrified. And thank God I had like 5 customers all day that were all friends of mine, so I didn't really have to worry about it. It came back a little like quicker than I expected, but I'm still like, I go to work tomorrow and I have to talk to strangers and I'm nervous.
Well, now you will have the legions of Here's a Show fans turning out. I mean, Laylas may get overrun.
I hope so.
I think we can all count on it. I feel like this was good. I'm good. I only have one other thing on here, and I kind of don't want to talk about it anymore. I've
I
decided
have
against
something
it.
I wanted to say, a story, a little anecdote, if we have time.
Yes, of course we have time. Whatever you want to talk
When
about,
you
we
were
have
talking
time
about
for.
putting out ant traps, it made me think of this one time, and again, I might cry. This one time I worked in an office that we had an ant problem, and the office manager put out ant traps. And I went behind her and threw them all away because I felt bad for the ants, and I was trying to like blow them out the window.
You were
and
trying to
tell
blow
them
the...
to leave because I wanted to help them.
Were you thinking maybe that, you know, if you could blow a few of them out the window, the rest would be like, we should follow those ants.
That. Yes, I really, really was, and I still do that. Even like the other day, I feel like when you were over at my house, I sat on a trail of ants on the porch, and I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry!" and
It was
like
a whole
yelling
family.
at them.
It was a whole family. Oh, Jonathan, by the
my
way,
story.
I'm so glad you told that story, actually, and I'll tell you why, because I want everyone that knows you to be able to relive that story. So normally, this is the part of the show where we talk about if people have like a website or a project they're promoting or whatever. And so today, when we were setting up for the show, we were like, what's Britany's website? We're like, let's go to BritanyLaye.com. And there wasn't anything there. I was
Thank
really
God.
hoping
Thank
it would be
God.
something egregious.
Well, there wasn't.
There wasn't anything there, so we bought it. We own BritanyLaye.com now. So we're going to take this episode this week, and we're going to post. That will be the only thing on BritanyLaye.com. Will be this episode, and this. We might not even put the whole episode. It might be just this interview. We haven't decided
Okay,
yet.
yeah, I'm into
So
it.
pretty soon you'll be able to go to BritanyLaye.com and watch this entire interview at your leisure. I thought you would really appreciate that.
really do. Sorry.
It's okay.
Thank you.
We think of BritanyLaye.com as a subsidiary of Here's the Show Productions, and we will always be happy. We'll have you back often enough. We'll just keep putting up new interviews with you from the show on your website. This makes me so happy. Look at your face.
I was so nervous because you get my podcast, so I was like, I got to get everything right first interview because I don't get another chance.
This is it.
But
You're
if
definitely
but
coming
now
back.
you can bring me back, and I can recover and save
I
my
think it is
reputation.
guaranteed. Thank you so much for coming and doing
Thank
this.
you so
Cheers,
much.
darling.
Cheers.
We're going to have you back soon.
Thank you.
What we got next? We're going to do a little bit of word from our sponsor. Let's do that.
Thanking the sponsors.
Not actually a sponsor. All right. Today's show has been brought to you by olives. Olives. It turns out there's more than 3 kinds. Not the best one, huh? Not the best one. It's not the best sponsor that we've had. Don't blame me, blame the olive people. I don't write their material. I did write it. I wrote it. It just wasn't very good. It's fine. Let's move on to a few thoughts I have for everybody.
Thoughts from my brain piece.
Stuff that I think about. Okay, today I've got a few thoughts for you about videos of old people that do not know you are taking a video of them. We've all seen these videos where somebody's holding the camera up. They're like, I don't know, Grandma, is it the front or the back of it? And there's some very old woman holding what appears to be a phone or a remote control, and she doesn't know how to work it. And everyone in the family is gathered around to laugh, and they can't think of one way to help. For me, I think there's a fine line between a very hilarious video of an old person and a super mean video of an old person. I feel like if you have to tell an old person how to do something more than once, your immediate response as a human shouldn't be to go get your phone and start taking a video of them struggling to get by. Keep that in mind next time you find yourself with your grandparents or somebody's grandparents. Try to be a little bit kinder with the videos you take. All right. Let's see, we've got a way to help for the day.
Ways to help.
Go do it right now. Ba-da-ba. Thank you, sir. All right, let's see. Last time I dug all the way to the bottom of the ways to help box. Let's go right here from the top this time. Ba-da-ba. All right, the way to help for this week is call your mom or somebody's mom and say something nice. Yeah, I think there's never a time that's a bad idea. I'll tell you what else there's never a bad time for. Liking, subscribing, following what we've got going on here on this page or wherever it is that you're watching this. We hope that you have enjoyed it. We have enjoyed you enjoying it. That's sort of our motto around here, is to make sure everybody has a good time. Make sure you come back for the next one. We'd love it if you did. And before we do anything else, I think it's time to check out what's on the table.
What's on the table? Sometimes they get a jump on you. Gotta stay ahead of them or they'll get a real leg up on you.
Where's the show? You're a show.
Who is that?
Hey man, let me get a bite of that corn. Yeah.